Hey, what's up, everybody? Jackie and Stephana back here with another live of keeping couples connected through the COVID-19 crisis. Hope everybody's doing good today. Um, Stephana sharing that we are going to be discussing another question that we asked on Facebook today that got a fair amount of feedback. That was very, very interesting about how life is during quarantine and what we want life to be like after quarantine. So we'll dig into that shortly. But as you are coming in, just say what's up. Let us know that you're here. Let us know that where you're from. And let me see. Uh-oh. Did I close this out? Nope, I didn't. All right, cool. Whoops. All right. Maybe. All right, cool. We are live. All right, so we are, for those that have never seen us or just new to us, we are Jackie and Stephana Bledsoe, founders of Happily Married Couples, where we do three things. We help couples connect on a deeper level. We help couples communicate better, and we help couples create marriages worth celebrating. So we are doing our part to share our marriage. We're doing our part to share our experience and what we know and what we've learned from other couples that can help you guys keep connected during this COVID-19 crisis, during whether you're quarantined or life is normal, business as normal, going to work and all that type of stuff. We want to help you. So we're here.
Happy Wednesday.
All right, I'm going to share some posts and everything. So if you are joining us and you are joining us on a replay, as soon as you come in here, just type replay. So we know that you're a replay person, and we'll engage with the comments after this as well, just not on the live feed, but also later on it too. So please do us a favor before we get rolling. Be sure to like this post. Be sure to click share it with your friends so that they can get this information and they can join in the conversation too. And if you have, I don't know where you're watching this from, but if you have not already, be sure to go out and join our Facebook group, Happily Married Couples. That's where the conversations typically jump off from. So we share some good tips and just good stuff for your marriage, and you can be surrounded by other couples who are either happily married or are striving to get to that point.
Hey, Danielle. Glad you're with us.
Awesome. Got some people joining in
The
here.
Freeds are with us.
Oh, awesome. Hey, what's up, Danielle? Hope you guys are doing good today. All right, so let's go. So the question that we posted on Facebook, I actually posted two different questions today. One was, and we're going to relate it to marriage, but if you want to relate it to not just marriage, but life in general, which is what the post question was really pertaining to, just in general. But what's one thing you hope never changes once the quarantine ends?
That's a big question, y'all. We're going to need y'all to talk back to us today.
Yeah, without a doubt, their life is going to be different post-quarantine as it was pre-quarantine. We're in the midst of it right now. We're figuring it out literally day by day, sometimes moment by moment, definitely week by week. But after this is all wrapped up and the threat of the virus spreading at the rate that it's doing right now and things like that settle down, and we get released to go back to touching and doing all the other stuff, social distancing practices, and things are going to be different. But there are some things that are being created, some habits that are happening, being formed during the midst of the quarantine, and just some different interactions with people. And so we want to know from you guys, what's one thing you hope never changes once this quarantine ends? And as you guys are getting ready to join in and share with us, we'll start sharing what we think. What do you think?
Well, I think one thing that will be different is that people will look at just hygiene differently. I think that people that were not necessarily germaphobes like myself may be a little bit more conscious to just how easily germs are spread. So we might have more hand washers. That's what I'm hoping will not change.
Yeah, I was joking with some of our team at work. I was like, I don't know who I was talking to actually. I was like, for the first time, now maybe I was talking to you about it. I was like, I experienced life from the viewpoint of my wife when it comes to germs and stuff. And I told her, man, it is stressful because I'm worrying about everybody coughing, sneezing, what did they touch? We had to get our car. We had both of our cars that were down right at the start of this. And so we had to take one of the cars to get it fixed during the quarantine. And I went to go pick it up when it was done, and I had to make the payment to the mechanic. And boy, you should have seen both me and the mechanic trying to pass back and forth this debit card without touching hands. I had my fingers on the furthest most corner of this doggone credit debit card, and he wasn't trying to get a whole grip on it either. I don't know how we even exchanged it because we were trying to stay so far apart from each other. But that was funny. When I came over and shared it with her, but that's real. But hoping that is something that people said in the comments as well. So just hope that hygiene is viewed differently, and the practices that we are all instilling now will carry on, which I think is going to be better for all of us.
Definitely.
Definitely for you, huh?
It definitely is going to be better.
There's going to be some happy folks out there who are already germaphobes, and there's going to be some folks that get a different perspective on how to live as a germaphobe. That's me right there. All right. Will you monitor anything going on the actual live feed?
Yeah.
We'll jump back and forth over here to do this. So I want to share some stuff, just some feel good stuff that I think is really, really good when it comes to what do we want to not change, never change once we come out of this. Somebody said they hope that people will be nicer to one another. Mm. That's one thing that I think I have definitely seen is just another level of kindness and care and concern for other people.
Sure.
It's kind of like, humanity as a whole, when we're faced against something that is bigger than us like this, is we all kind of rally amongst each other and care for and be a little bit more selfless than we have in the past.
Right. Yeah. You just have a deeper concern for other people's situations, which is a beautiful thing. And it's how we should live anyway. But this is just a kind of a rebirth of that. It feels like this is what we should be doing.
Yep. That's how life should be anyway. Somebody said, I love how helpful everyone around us has been. Neighbors are picking up things at the store and just being generally nicer.
Yeah. I had a friend text me early on in this, and she was on her way to Target, and this was during the beginning of everybody not being able to find toilet paper. And so she was saying that she was looking for toilet paper for an elderly person, and she just happened to text a group of us that we have an ongoing text thread to see if anybody else needed anything. And I was just like, that's so considerate, because we don't live necessarily near one another. So she was already going out of her way for someone else, and just thought, let me check and see if anybody else needs anything since I'm making the trip. So super sweet.
Yeah, just think about that. How many times have you ever, before this quarantine happened, called somebody, text somebody, say, hey, I'm at the store. Can I pick up some toilet paper for you?
Right.
We might think about somebody who's sick or, family member, but just general people, because that was not family that called and spoke to you, but just that is something I agree. That's something that I hope continues to go forward. One thing that I'm looking at the comments that people have said is, and it seems like a consistent theme, is increased family time and quiet time, family bonding. Again, people caring about each other. But I know for us, that's one of the biggest things is, man, this downtime and getting to choose. And we still have the choice to be in opposite rooms and be on our screens. We have a choice to come together and have conversation. We have a choice to stare at a TV. We have a choice to play games, read books. We have that choice, but to have those opportunities to really be intentional about creating those bonding moments and memories, which we did one last night, I think.
We did.
You want to share about that?
Yeah, the family played Twister last night. And it's just funny how when you set your mind to do something, at least for us, this is one of our challenges. When we set our mind to do something, then it seems like there's opposition coming against whatever that was that we made our mind up to do. So we had decided that 6 to 9 is family time, and that we're going to close down, whatever you're doing on your own, and come together as a family, have dinner, do whatever it is as a family, watch a movie, play games. So last night was game night, and we played Twister, and it was fun. The whole family had a ball, lots of laughs, and the kids didn't want to stop playing. They were claiming they were champions, and there was a little bit of disagreement in that, but it was just good fun. We hadn't done that for a while, where we all 5 enjoyed it.
Yeah, it got real for a minute. The competitive nature rose up. A little bit of cheating went on, and some people bowed out that aren't as flexible as some younger people. So we were the first 2 to bow out. I was thinking the minute I started, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get hurt doing this. So if I can't make the move, I'm just gonna fall over. You got to realize
know your limitations.
Know your limitations. Know your limitations. What's up, Deloney family? I see some more folks have joined us in here. So today we are talking about a couple different things. One thing that we're talking about right now is one thing that we hope will never change once the quarantine ends. And consistently, when we asked this question on Facebook today, people were saying family bonding and time together. And we're, it's a joy to get that. I want that habit. I want that practice to continue after we leave here. Somebody said, let's keep the verbal greetings with no physical contact.
That was funny.
I don't know where I am with that. I don't necessarily want to. I'm a physical touch is my love language, so I'm adapt, pull you in, hug, whatever. We'll be probably touching in a minute underneath the table, and you can't see it because my leg is touching hers, and she's gonna move away because that's not her love language. It's gonna annoy her, but to me, I'm gonna be like, what happened? But I don't know. That is going to be an interesting dynamic once we get out of this and see how people greet each other. Because I know there's some people, the minute I see them, it's like, boom, what's up? Coming in close, hugging, family members, we're hugging. It's going to be different. I'm not sure how that's going to feel, but it looks like you got some people that are on one side of the fence. I was like, not even fist bumps. He was like, nope. Nah, not even fist bumps. So let us know where you are. Are you going to go back to dapping, fist bumping, hugging? Some families, when they see each other, actually kiss on the cheek. How are you guys going to handle that? This is another good one right here. Let's keep first hour store openings for 65 and older. I read on another comment, I don't know if it's on this one, somebody said that is a great idea, and they're up already at that time anyway. So the older crew, they're rising early anyway, probably don't have nothing to do, get up to the store and get them out and beat everybody else in the traffic, because if they go in the rest of the day, it's going to be hectic and probably harder for them to function and navigate the store.
Yeah, I think that was a nice gesture that we can extend to our senior citizens. That's just, they are our seasoned saints, and that seems like another kind gesture that we can. How much is that hurting us to give them an hour ahead of everybody else so that they can get their needs taken care of?
Right, because we're probably rolling to the store late anyway. If we don't go right after work, we can go 9-10 o'clock at night and not have no issue at all. So I like that overall, not just with the stores, but in general. It's like, how can we make a way for the elderly to have their space in their lane when it comes to doing the things that kind of cause probably a little bit of challenges for them. And that might even extend past the elderly, but into those who are handicapped or have issues like that too.
Right.
It's like this time is blocked off. I don't know, things will come out like that, but I do hope the care concern for other people really keeps on, not just elderly, but in general.
Yeah.
Really, really caring for people and concern for people, praying for people. And, as Christians, if you're a Christian, you've seen this, and you might be on one side of the fence with it, but sometimes you're like, okay, I'm gonna pray for you. And that's our default response. But we ain't 100% at least me, every single time going and praying like we expected. So I've adopted the practice of, when I say that, I'll say a prayer right there to myself so I don't forget later. And it's not that we're saying that we don't want to, but just so many things are going on. This slowdown has allowed us to be more diligent, to me, I think, in praying for other people when we say it. Let me see what else we got going on here. Let me read some comments. Somebody said there's just an overall better vibe right now. All caps better. And it's now amazing, all caps, how everyone does and wants better for everyone else. It's just living a selfless life. I love that. It's also a downer that it took a pandemic for people to get back to themselves, to give and focus on other people. But, here we are, we'll take it.
Yeah, it is sad to think that we were so busy, moving so fast, that we just didn't make the time to think about other people the way that we are right now. Like it's like things have slowed down in such a slow motion fashion that you can think about, okay, how can I be a blessing to the healthcare workers? That's something our small group is talking about. They are out there on the front lines. How can we support that? What can we do in our context to be a blessing to them? So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Now we want to jump over to the question we asked to our marriage crew folks. So this is specifically to marriage. What's one thing you've learned about your marriage during quarantine? What's one thing we learned?
I answered it in the chat. I said,
Let me see.
I don't know if I've learned anything new per se. I realize even more so that my husband loves family time and that it's hard to differentiate the time and effort that's put toward marriage from the time and effort put toward family. So I didn't learn anything new. That was not a revelation.
You know everything about me, huh?
I knew that.
So what does that mean? Break that down. So hard to difficult to differentiate the time and effort towards marriage and time and effort towards family.
Yeah, I think what I'm saying is, like, when we talk about marriage, in your mind, it seems like marriage and family are kind of inseparable. Mm-hmm. So when you devote time toward either one, I think you feel like it covers both. Them both.
So if I devote time towards family, it feels like it's covering marriage time. Mm-hmm. And if I devote time towards marriage, it's covering family time. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So I just learned that new about myself, about that perspective. No, I do. It does feel bundled to me. Although I know we have to dedicate our separate time, which we talk about all the time, of getting our couple time, our alone time, and parent meetings. And when I said last week, or maybe the week before, to locking the kids in the room, that didn't fly right. But sometimes we have to take those measures. But that's interesting. What have I learned about our marriage? That is a good question. I have learned that it doesn't matter how much time we have. Right now we got more time because we don't have all this stuff, or how little time we have. We still choose how to spend that time and how to invest it in our marriage, invest it, like you said, in family or other things. And that was the topic of the conversation yesterday. Is like, we feel busier than we have been before. Mm-hmm. There's no excuse to preventing us from having a date night every week. There's no excuse from preventing us from taking a walk. You know, at some point during the day, it hasn't rained 24 hours of a day. Mm-hmm. You know, we can get outside and get a walk. So those are choices that we have to make, and we have power over that. And I've learned that we just have to be intentional with that and make that more of a priority. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've learned. Let me see.
So Pastor Colby, he said we're coordinating today. Y'all so cute.
We coordinate. I think I got dressed first, but we'll take it. My wife loved to dress like me sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
We are coordinating. We're just representing blue today. No sports going on. I'm throwing my football hat on. Actually, it's not mine, it's Jackson's. But welcome to the crew, Kobe. All right, let me read something here I saw earlier that was pretty interesting to me. This is kind of like just a practical revelation that somebody learned. So my husband is still working, but I've learned that he would rather have microwaved food than wait on the food to finish cooking. So, and then she said, which means I'm basically supposed to cook dinner during breakfast time because he gets up at 3 and we have a baby. So basically, husband is like, I don't care what you cook. I just want to come home and be able to eat. Long day, whatever it is, I want to eat. So sometimes in our minds, we're like, okay, I got to fix this grand meal and I got to do this. And it's going to take 2 or 3 hours. And I did that for 2 or 3 hours, but it didn't get done till 8 o'clock. And so now here I am, as like feeling accomplished, but hubby's like, I've been sitting here hungry for 3 hours. Mm. So he would much rather be like, just something for us to eat, fellowship, whatever the reason behind that is better. I think that is a good practical lesson or discovery during marriage. And I'm sure there are many more like that. That's pretty cool to share that. So thank you for sharing that.
That is good.
Yep. What do you think about that?
I think the idea, sometimes I find for us, that might be what we say we want, but what we really want is something different. We really want both. We really want it to be done when we want it to be done, and we really want it to be good in time spent in the kitchen on it. So my husband might agree and say, yeah, I would like to have it when I'm hungry versus have some gourmet meal, but he really means he wants both.
No, you know what I think? I maybe I do want both, but I really think, as you said that, I was thinking what I really like is I'm a planner. I think there's a little bit of a control freak in there, but I like to know, like, okay, what did I say today? When we started talking, I was like, all right, we got to get a plan, because I want to, what time did we eat dinner last night? Last night was a good flow. had dinner, played the games with the kids, ended up a good night. They enjoyed it. They want to repeat it again. So I was like, all right, what time did we eat last night? Let's figure that out. Let's reverse engineer that. Now, what are we going to eat? Because me and the boys, we meat. The girls don't eat meat. So what we have is already prepared and just needs to be warmed up in the microwave. But the girls don't. So I'm thinking ahead. I was like, all right, babe, what you girls gonna eat tonight? So we can sit down at that same time. And that's kind of my thought process. So as you said, what you said, that makes me think. I was like, am I going to be satisfied with no microwave meals? No, we don't do no microwave meals and stuff like that, other than, leftovers and stuff. But if I kind of know what's going on and what time we can do it, then I kind of know what time I need to hustle up and get some stuff done, what time I need to shut down and get my mind ready for that. So regardless of whatever it is, pay attention during this season and find out those little bitty practical things like that, as well as the big overarching things. Like, okay, because you're spending a lot more time, you're being able to observe and interact with each other more than most of us have at any given time over a long period of time. This ain't no weekend retreat where we're together for 3 days. This is a life all thrown in one mixing pot, and we're all spending time a lot together. You see something there?
Nope.
All right. Let's see. What are you laughing at?
Pastor Colby.
You see it, don't you? You see all the underlying things that's going on right here, and I see it too. I'm trying not to open up multiple can of worms in one session. I'll be trying to stay to the topic, but you can see it's hard to. All right. Let me see. Oh, I like this one. Somebody said, my husband is a nervous wreck. He keeps buying toilet paper in store and online, but that's love for you.
We need that man to stop buying toilet paper.
For all of us, because we can't get none. Now we know where it's at. Now, if he comes up with a TP store online, we know exactly what happened. But no, everybody's, even in the marriage, people are handling this crisis differently.
Yeah, it's true.
It was another Facebook conversation I was in today, and they were saying, what did you learn about yourself? I think it was. And I said, I learned that I'm a homebody. And you probably already knew that. Like, I can be cool. We can stay in here until we got to get out. I'm good, until we absolutely have to go. So when they started saying stay-at-home order, I was like, you ain't get no fight out of me. Got this invisible enemy out there attacking folks. I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, we got everything we need in the house. We got each other. What did I say when it's all first started going down? I said, once we get JC, that's our college freshman. I said, once we get her back here, I'm good.
My family home, and I'm good.
After that, I'm good to go. So I learned, I don't have to go out and do that stuff, but you're not the same. Mm-hmm. Like her and our daughter JC, they've been trying to find reasons to go out.
We've been going out because we need fresh air. We got to get outside of these walls at some point. So one day it was just a walk. We all agreed at 6 o'clock, the family's going to take a walk. So all day long, I'm looking forward to 6 o'clock because it was beautiful that day. So I was missing the sunshine all day long. So in my mind, when 6:00 hits, let's go out. And my husband was sitting back with his ankles crossed at 6:30. So I finally just had to go ahead and take my walk by myself. I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. I saw the sun continuing to go down. I had to get out.
We were waiting on somebody. One of the kids was doing something in the back.
Yeah, nobody was moving with intentionality. That's what I saw.
Welcome to the live, Sean Green. We're talking about 2 questions that we answered today. One thing you hope will never changes once the quarantine ends, and now we're talking about one thing you've learned about your marriage or your spouse or yourself during the quarantine. Yeah. So my wife needs to get out and about, and she's gonna find a way to get out and about, no matter what. And for me, I'm gonna find a way to stay home until I am absolutely backed in the corner and we got to go out.
You got to go get the car from the mechanic.
Yeah, I had to do that. Passing the credit card without trying to touch each other. But no, good questions, good discussion. I got 5:26. We're about to wrap up. But for those of you that are joining live, before you jump out of here, be sure to like the post. If you haven't, let us know that you're in here. Let us know that you're in here. Leave a comment. Say what's up. Tell us who you are. And share it with your friends as well.
Right. We're trying to build a community. We're trying to keep couples connected during COVID-19. So we're trying to build a fellowship during this period of time, and also just encourage one another, because the days are long and they're not predictable. You know, we don't know how long this is going to last. It could be short, it could be over quickly, or it could be drawn out much longer. So let's go through it the best way we can and not go through it alone.
Yep. And let us know if you have any topics or anything that you want us to discuss, because we got some good feedback yesterday on some things that we'll be talking about soon. But we would love your feedback. What are you challenged with? What are some things that, you know, are on your mind regarding your marriage? Awesome. Thanks, Sean. And things like that. And two, if you are, I don't know where you're watching this from, if you're watching from our Facebook page, or I don't think I shared it to our personal profile. I forgot. Did you?
I did.
Okay, cool. Or from our profile, make sure you go and and join our community, our Facebook group, Happily Married Couples. That's where kind of tip off or start off these conversations, share some other good marriage tips, engage, and do some fun stuff. There's some fun stuff, especially on Fridays. We try to do a fun Friday post and get everybody engaged. And couples love to share the good stuff in their marriage. Couples also need help. So there's couples in there that need help and are crying out, and we're there for all of that. So join the group, Happily Married Couples. You can go to happilymarriedcouples.com to find it there as well.
Yep.
All right. So see you guys every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 5 o'clock. We are here. We will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And oh man, we should have did an April Fool's joke.
I don't like April Fool's. My mom gets me every year on April Fool's. Every year. She got me again this morning with this sweet story that had a twist at the very end, and I fell for it again.
She got you today?
She did. First thing this morning.
So hey, before we close out, if you got a good April Fool's joke, throw it in the comments. We may share it on each other later. No. All right, guys, we are out. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 5.
See you tomorrow.